You may spend your entire life trying to become free without ever noticing that the one trying to escape is carrying the prison. It is early morning. A suitcase stands beside the door. The room is almost empty. A few clothes remain inside an open drawer. A cup sits untouched on the table. You hold the keys in your hand. For months, perhaps years, you have imagined this moment, the moment you finally leave. The relationship, the job, the house, the city, the life that no longer feels like your own. You open the door. Cold air enters, and for one instant, everything feels possible. This is freedom. Weeks pass. A different room, a different street, different faces. But late at night, something familiar returns. The same restlessness, the same fear, the same need to be understood. The same voice asking, "What if I made the wrong choice?" You changed the place, but something came with you. This does not mean you should have stayed. Leaving may have been necessary. A door may truly need to be opened. But if the walls outside disappear, while the walls inside remain, what has been freed? We usually imagine freedom as movement, to leave, to choose, to refuse, to begin again, to become someone else. Freedom seems to exist on the other side of what is happening now, after the decision, after the fear ends, after the wound heals, after the mind becomes quiet. One day, I will be free. But what is this one day? It is thought, creating a future. And who is the person moving toward it? The person you are now, carrying memory, fear, desire, the image of what freedom should feel like. Thought creates the prison, then imagines a door. Look at the movement. You feel afraid. Thought says, "I must become fearless." You feel dependent. Thought says, "I must become independent." You feel confused. Thought creates an image of someone clear, strong, untouched. Then it begins moving toward that image. The person you are, trying to become the person you should be. And between them, time, effort, conflict. Is that movement freedom? Or is it the old mind, continuing under a new name? You may reject one belief and adopt another. Leave one group and enter another. End one relationship and begin the same pattern with a different face. Change your appearance, your habits, your language, your surroundings. Yet the movement beneath it all may remain untouched. The same fear, seeking safety. The same loneliness, seeking attachment. The same image, seeking recognition. The same thought, searching for a future where it will no longer be disturbed. You can leave a room and carry its walls inside you. So what is freedom? The image says, "This is who I am." Thought says, "This is what will happen." The observer says, "I must change." The listener says, "I already understand." The sender says, "I am paying attention." Each voice seems different. But are they? Or are they all movements of the same past, entering the present, and calling itself, "Me"? Do not answer with an idea. An idea of freedom is still created by thought, and thought can only build from what it already knows. Freedom becomes an image, a destination, an experience you once had or hoped to have. Then you began searching through relationships, through success, through solitude, through discipline, through meditation. But the search itself may hide something. Who is searching? We rarely ask that. We ask, how can I become free? What must I leave? What must I understand? What method should I follow? But before every method, Before every path, there is the person who wants freedom. What is that person? A name, a history, a collection of wounds, pleasures, memories, conclusions, the image you carry of who you are, the image you hope to become. The past says, I want to be free from the past. Can the past free itself from the past? We have spent our lives moving toward freedom, becoming, improving, escaping, hoping. But every movement began from the same center. Perhaps freedom is not the result of becoming. Perhaps it is present in seeing the fear without immediately escaping it, seeing the image without trying to replace it with a better image, seeing thought without mistaking it for reality, seeing the observer without believing it stands outside what it observes, not one lesson after another, not one conclusion added to another, but the whole movement seen at once. And now the question becomes sharper. If the me is memory, image, thought, fear, and experience, can that me ever become free? Or will everything it does continue the structure from which it is trying to escape? The one seeking freedom may be the prison. Stay there for a moment. Do not turn it into a conclusion. Do not say, I understand. Do not agree. Do not disagree. Just look. The seeker wants to reach freedom. It creates a method, a goal, a future. It measures progress. I am becoming calmer. I am less afraid. I am more aware. Then it compares today with yesterday. It strengthens the image of someone who is slowly becoming free, but who is becoming. The old center has not disappeared. It has become spiritual, more disciplined, more refined, but it is still there, collecting experiences, measuring itself, trying to arrive. Do not try to destroy the center. The one trying to destroy it would be the same center, wearing another mask. Do not try to become free from the seeker. That effort would create another seeker. The one trying to reach freedom would simply become another movement away from what is. Then what can be done? Perhaps that question is already the beginning of another escape. The mind wants an action, a method, a next step, something it can practice, something it can control. But can you remain with what has been seen without moving away? Fear is there. Thought is there. The image is there. The desire to escape is there. Can the entire movement be seen without choosing one part, without condemning another, without asking what it will become? In that attention, there is no path, no distance, no future state, only the fact completely seen. Perhaps freedom is not freedom from something, because the moment you say, I must be free from fear, fear becomes the enemy, and you become the one who must defeat it. The division begins again. But when fear is seen, without division, who is there to be free from it? When thought is seen as thought, who must silence it? When the image is seen as an image, who must destroy it? When the observer is seen as the observed, who remain to control the mind? Perhaps freedom is not an achievement. Perhaps it is what remains. When the movement toward becoming comes to an end, not because it was forced to stop, not because a method succeeded, but because its entire structure has been seen. The suitcase is still beside the door. The keys are still in your hand. You may leave. You may stay. The action may be the same, but something fundamental may be different. You are no longer leaving to become free. You are no longer staying because you are afraid. The action does not come from an image of tomorrow or the weight of yesterday. There is only the fact and the seeing of the fact. Perhaps then action has no conflict, no regret, no one standing outside it, asking whether the right choice was made. But do not call that freedom. The word may become another image, another experience to search for, another door painted onto the wall. The next time the mind says, I want to be free, pause. Do not ask, free from what? Do not ask, how? Look at the one. Who is asking? Is it something living? Something new? Or is it memory, searching for a future in which it can continue without being disturbed? And if that movement were to become completely still, not through control, not through effort, but through seeing, what would remain? Do not answer. Perhaps that is where freedom begins, or perhaps where the question of freedom ends.